Hello, folks. Robert Draper here with Times Masquerade. The whole point of this channel is to bring in something that is really a trip, and that is, I believe that there is another form of time that was honored globally around the world. And the symbol for it is right above my head, and it is, I believe, starting to have an impact. It's starting to, as it were, show itself. It's been around forever, literally forever. And I believe that Chronos time is the baby of the mothership or Papa Bear above my head. But I want to start out as a mechanism drawing people in with taking something from current headlines that has the word time in it and deconstructing it, kind of like I guess playing a game of pickup basketball with words, and seeing how this symbol above my head can give people a much better understanding for where they are right now. I believe that symbol is highly prophetic for the era in which we're in right now. So let me stop yakking on that and do something with the current headline. Here is what I've chosen: Putin's longest war, calling time on Russia's endurance myth. Well, when I first time or two that I saw it, I broke it down into three parts. I believe it does lend itself to that. And the first segment is innocent enough. Putin's longest war. No problem with that. I believe, yep, I believe it has gone on for a while. Part two, though, starting to cast rain clouds are on the horizon with the words calling time on Russia. Stop right there. So Putin is in the doghouse with the situation. This happens within about 2 seconds in people's minds, literally about 2 seconds. And then the third part, endurance myth. Well, endurance actually has a good meaning in this culture for the most part, especially in sports or in whatever activity a person has gone or is in order to reach a certain goal. But then another modifier comes in with the word myth. And in this current culture, myth is a bit shaky. It casts a light or kind of the wording that something's rotten in Denmark. But I love the study of words, origins. It's called etymology. I look them up a lot. And myth, 2,000 years ago in the Greek and Roman era, didn't have the funky meaning it has now. It was simply meant storytelling, beginning, a middle, and an end. And a lot of the Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates told stories while they were walking to their acolytes. And a lot of the stories had to do with gods and goddesses. I'll bring this down into our time now. I believe that the powers that were back then are still here. As a matter of fact, I guess cut to the chase type thing, I believe that literally what I just described is the deep state. I don't think it's human beings. I think it's spirit beings that actually is the deep state. So, not to get too heavy, but what's that got to do with this symbol above my head? Well, that symbol stands for a circle in the heavens called the ecliptic that has stars in it. And you carry a watch or you have a clock. And that actually, the origin of your watch and your clock is the ecliptic. It's the 12 constellations on the clock face. So the symbol connects those constellations not in a circular sequential manner like we're used to, like one thing after another clockwise, but it connects them interior, going across space-time. That's why there are those colored lines above my head. That part alone, you just stop and kind of cogitate on that the ancients, the high priests and the acolytes and the people that understood this symbol knew that there was a second form of time, and they connected them across light years, actually. So it's color coded 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, do, re, mi. This is not complicated. I believe I could show this or help a young person, meaning maybe 10, 12, 13 years old, the basics of this. So 1, 2, 3. It starts out with the spirit world. That's the gold vertical, literally like your vertebrae. That is the spirit world going north and south. That takes up 4 constellations by itself, right there. I'm going to prove this in later videos. Hopefully this is going to be about a 15-minute video. I can't explain the universe any more than I need more than 15 minutes to explain the universe. So that's the yellow. Number 2 is the ground we walk on. That is the red horizontal. I know this may sound like kindergarten stuff, and in one sense it is, but you can go deeper and deeper and deeper, and amazing connections begin to happen. Okay, so there, and then, by the way, that's called the Great Cross, like in when some Catholic priests cross themselves. That is the Great Cross, the spirit and the physical world. And a lot of the biggies in the ancient world believed that reality is tripartite, composed of 3 elements: body, soul, and spirit. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle all believed that reality is tripartite. Now, if you're a human being, the X, the blue X, which is in between the spirit and the physical, that's us. And that's where the what you could call chronological time is involved there. But just as per the Greek definition or the Greek word for this other form of time, it's called kairos time, and its etymology was archery and weaving. So it weaves. So it's in between the physical and the spiritual. We are not spirit beings and purely, and we are not purely physical. We are, I call it, stuck in the middle with you. And that is the soul. Yeah, Blues Brothers, man, we are soul people. So the blue is the X. You ever wondered why a lot of the top secret things are the X Files and with Elon Musk and the X? I don't know if that's his reason for calling a lot of his stuff X, but X is it's the capper here, and that's where the movement is, and that's where our story is. I will break that down later, but there you go. And when that headline we just read, when it's when it's you take into effect what I just said about this other form of time, that is what is being left out of the conversations. You know, right now, as I talk, it's middle of June, and these are pretty trippy times. Okay, I'm 80 years old. I'm an old coot. I've been around for a while. But we've got AI going into overdrive as a kind of a backdrop to these headlines. We've got AI just starting to go nutty, going on a very steep curve. And very soon. I was supposed to be any day now. We have something called disclosure going on. It's supposed to be revealing what other intelligences there may be out there. And this has been going on for most of my life. I was born, and that alone is a trip. I was born in the Desert in the Marine Corps Naval Testing Station in Mojave, California, Channel Lake, California. And my father and mother both worked for some of the German scientists they brought over immediately after World War II called Operation Paperclip. So, you know, people say it's not rocket science. Well, I was born into rocket science, actually, although I've been a house painter for close to 50 years. But I love to read, I love to do the research, and, well, I think that may be enough for this particular video. I want to do it to pique people's attention that there is something else time-wise going on and bring back this symbol. I discovered it through numismatics, the study of ancient coins, but it is in many different ancient media, rock carvings, cylinder seals. It goes on, megalithic monuments. And there is a way to break the symbol down so that you can understand what our immediate future involves. A lot of people are thinking about 2027, about the next 2 years. It's supposed to be what I would call a Mr. Toadie's wild ride. And it may be that. So I just want to do a teaser video. This is actually a lot of A/B testing on my part. So I hope that I can start getting some people's attention. And yes, the key to it is Christ. It is Scripture. By the way, this other form of time is mentioned numerous times in the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's an incredible thing to be involved with. So I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.